Okay, so y'all might need to sit down for this, but we just found out something insane about Jay-Z's obsession with Aaliyah, and it is creepier than anything we could have imagined. The streets are saying that not only was Jay-Z in love with Aaliyah, but he also allegedly entered into a bidding war to buy Aaliyah. And we're not talking about buying her love with money and fancy gifts, but actually paying for her. Child, and I thought the buying of people ended with slavery in 1865. But the tea gets hotter from here because there are more reports that the people who reportedly sold her are none other than Missy Elliott and Timbaland, allegedly. And just when you think that things couldn't possibly get any weirder, there are also rumors that Jay-Z actually lost the bidding war, which means that he wasn't the only one bidding to buy Aaliyah. So who else bid on Aaliyah? And does this tie to her mysterious and suspicious death? Let's break this down. The stories of what Aaliyah went through in Hollywood are pretty shocking, and that was before we knew what we know now about what happened to her. She got into the industry at a very young age, and unfortunately for her, one of the first people she was entrusted to is R. Kelly, and y'all already know all about the charges he has been slapped with. She got married to R. Kelly in an illegal ceremony when she was only 15 and he was 27. The marriage was annulled shortly after, but the fact that it happened is more than enough reason to give the industry the side eye. A lot of people knew what was happening, so they turned a blind eye and let it happen. Not long after that, Aaliyah started getting attention from many men in the industry, which isn't surprising because she was a beautiful woman. In the early 2000s, Aaliyah was that girl, Hollywood's golden star with an undeniable glow. She was easily one of the biggest female celebrities at the time, and naturally, many men were drawn to her. Plenty of high-profile names were vying for her attention, and among them were none other than Jay-Z and Dame Dash. Their relationship was already rocky, but once they found themselves in a low-key competition over the same woman, things only got messier. Now, Aaliyah knew she had that pull, and she wasn't shy about it. She played the game well, enjoying the attention, spending time with different men, but never really locking herself down with any of them. According to insiders, it wasn't about intimacy for her. She just liked the admiration and the lavish gifts that came with it. Jay-Z and Dame were just two of the many trying to win her over, fully aware that they were going up against each other, but that didn't stop them from trying.
I kind of eased up, but then we ran into each other. It's a long story.
So you and Jay was both getting at Aaliyah. Obviously,
everybody was getting at Aaliyah, bro.
Right.
She was like, you know, she'll go to dinner with a. She wasn't going to just be smashing.
Two friends competing over the same woman, that's a recipe for disaster every time. We've seen it play out way too often, and it never ends well. It wasn't long before jealousy started creeping in, making an already tense situation even worse. And to top it off, Aaliyah wasn't making things any easier. She was out here going on dates with both of them, which only added fuel to the fire.
The true reason of Rockefeller's breakup.
But that's, everybody knows that. Like we were both. I
heard it, but I didn't.
Yeah, but they be trying to act like he was like really. But nah, he was sending flowers and doing all this. Was courting her.
He pretty much confirmed that Aaliyah wasn't getting intimate with any of the men she was spending time with, and of course that only made things even messier, because instead of backing off, some of these men started placing bets on who could be the first to seal the deal. Honestly, she played it smart by keeping things strictly at the attention and gifts level. We all know how brutal the industry can be when it comes to women's reputations. The moment people think a woman has been with multiple men, they start labeling her, while the men walk away with zero consequences. Aaliyah clearly understood the game and made sure she didn't give anyone the ammo to use against her. Eventually, Aaliyah started to pay more attention to Damon, and Jay-Z did not like this.
And we ended up in the same house 4th of July, so we were, for some reason this day.
Wait a minute, you, Jay, and Aaliyah ended up in the same house?
Yeah.
Well, at least that's the official story. See, according to this blind item, the real reason she was paying attention to Dame was that he had allegedly won a bidding war on her, orchestrated by none other than Missy Elliott and Timbaland. This blind item said, back in the day, this singer was A-list. One named Sanger. No, not named Ashanti. She was young when they found her, very young, below legal age young. She wanted to be a star, so she listened to them, a back in the day female and male A-list rapper, and did whatever they wanted. She did the they told her to do. She has anyone they told her to. In return, they made her a star. They kept the majority of her money. She was their perfect breadwinner plaything. She never complained and she never argued. If something was ever going to show you an example of brainwashing, she was the perfect person to put on display. It continued. There came a time, though, when a few members of this group started having some financial issues. They took out some loans and toured more, but they couldn't get out of that hole. So they sold their prized possession. One day she was with one group and the next day she was with this mogul entrepreneur entrepreneur, record executive. She said she was in love with him, but a few dollars in a different direction, and she would have been saying she loved this A-list rapper mogul who thought he won the bidding for her. The guy who won grew tired of having to hide all of the other women. The A-lister didn't care, but the public wouldn't understand, so our mogul had to hide and keep things secret. He hated that. Lucky for him, the situation resolved itself. Lots of people say he resolved it himself. The blind item went on to reveal that the singer was Aaliyah, the female and male A-list rapper were Missy Elliott and Timbaland, the mogul entrepreneur record executive was Damon Dash, the A-plus list rapper mogul having an affair with her was Jay-Z, and the resolution was that she died in a plane crash. This is also sad, and I know that this is all alleged information, but considering that a lot of people stood by and watched her get used by R. Kelly, I guess we shouldn't be too shocked. After separating from R. Kelly personally and professionally, Aaliyah worked with Missy Elliott and Timbaland for the rest of her career, and they had what we thought was a very close working relationship, but it might have been more than that. But that's not all. Another blind item revealed just how furious Jay-Z was when he lost the bidding war on Aaliyah. The blind item said, the one that got away back in the early 2000s at one of the biggest summer parties in the Hamptons, thrown annually by a certain hip-hop A-list mogul, Sean Diddy Combs, known for his love of all-white attire. Two longtime friends and business partners were in quiet competition. One was already a rising legend in the rap game, Damon Dash, smooth with his words and always thinking long-term. The other, a flashy, fast-talker hustler, Jay-Z, who loved the thrill of the chase. And the prize they were both after, a young, stunning songstress, Aaliyah, with a voice like an angel and a quiet mystique that made her even more desirable. Both men had their eyes on her for a while, but that night, fueled by drinks, ego, and an unspoken bet, the competition escalated. One saw her as more than just another conquest. He envisioned them as a power couple, a musical dynasty. The other, he just wanted to win, and win he did. The blind item continued. While the first one played the long game, thinking patience would pay off, the other made his move fast. Before the night after the party was over, he was already bragging about his victory, claiming he had been the first to make it happen with her. Years later, the wounds never fully healed. The one who lost still carries resentment, not just because he cared for her, but because he knows the other man, once a friend, now barely an associate, never valued her the way he did. He remembers the taunts, the smirks, the casual way his former partner threw it in his face, and even though she's long gone, the memory still stings. Not just because he lost a girl, but because deep down he wonders if things could have been different. If y'all don't believe this, Dame himself has hinted at this in an interview a couple of years ago. See, even though Dame didn't exactly tell Jay-Z that he had been the one to finally sleep with Aaliyah, Jay-Z found out because it had happened at a 4th of July party that they had all attended.
So, this is going to be hard for me because he was throwing, because his friends were laughing at him and shit.
I might have a question since we're talking about Aaliyah, and ignore me if it's too much, but do you have any opinion on the R. Kelly situation? Do you think he got railroaded, or he's where he belongs?
It kind of adds up with what the blind item said, doesn't it? Dame also revealed that he knew that Jay-Z would make things hard for him because he was furious.
Do you have any opinion on the R. Kelly situation? Do you think he got railroaded, or he's where he belongs?
Yeah, I think he's where he belongs.
Jay-Z just couldn't let it go. He felt like Dame had straight up betrayed him, and that was the beginning of the end for their friendship and their business partnership. Their bond had already been shaky, but this situation was the final nail in the coffin. And this isn't just some new revelation either. Jaguar Wright has spoken on it before, claiming that Aaliyah was the real reason behind their fallout.
I think everybody that knows Sean Carter knows that he will slump anyone in any relationship for $1. Look at how he did Dame. Like, I don't give a if you wanted to get away from your homie, if you wanted to get away from your partner, but to do it the way he did it, it's malicious. But maybe that was because he was a girl that didn't want you.
Oh.
It's just crazy how things like this were allegedly going on right under our very noses, and nobody even knew what was going on. Aaliyah went through a lot at the hands of people in the industry who were more than willing to take advantage of a young girl who just wanted to make a name for herself in the industry. But what do you guys think about Jay-Z and Damon Dash bidding on Aaliyah? Let me know what you think in the comments below, then check out this next video.